Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today we're gonna check for the last time Spinel's limited pack. The idea is that I check these limited packs on all VR modes so that we can see how they perform, and I was missing this one. So we're gonna do it kind of different today because instead of using Spinel on the main, which I said that you should always use Spinel on the main, we're gonna use Asteroid on the main, and there's a reason for that. Asteroid is going to give me more damage than Spinel would. Spinel is going to give me a 24% damage increase on all attacks, which is great. And Asteroid is going to give me a 30% damage increase as well. No, wait a moment. Reduce damage taken from a range attack and increase damage. Yes, 30% damage increase on all attacks. That's naturally. You always get that with Asteroid. But if I have her on the main, my basic attacks are going to increase by 50%. The thing is that this kind of build with Spinel's supporter is going to increase my speed dramatically. And because of that, I'm going to do more basic attacks. So I get more benefit by actually abusing the basic attacks. I mean, you can of course put this on the main and you can get the 30%. But remember that we're not getting cooldown reduction on the skill, so it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna use Minasaki, of course, because she's generally good. And this also gives me another buff with the active, which in turn is going to increase my speed. And I can use that active as a damaging skill, so it's great. Unfortunately, remember that this supporter is only going to affect my speed. That's about it. Because the other benefits are for human enemies, and I'm not facing a human enemy. So yeah. Crystal Shard Burst, Boulder Quake, Explosive Rampage as usual. I'm not going to change that because the focus is kind of the same, to be super fast and abuse the attacks. Obviously the weapons are the same as before. I'm going to be using Wind Magatamas. And let's see. Yeah. On the other side of things we have Felicia. Felicia is going to be required here because we are facing Queen Arachne. The problem of this stage, there are two problems. Number one, Spinel doesn't have natural HP recovery, and we have the HP bar. So you require Felicia. It's not a question. I mean, depending on your strategy, if you can manage to break the super armor, use mind control, yeah, you can use that and you can just avoid damage. But you don't want to rely on that too much. And then we also need Felicia. Let me check. To provide HP recovery. No, it's not that we need Felicia. The other disadvantage that we have here, not only HP recovery, but the fact that Queen Arachne is going to reduce the speed. Asteroid is super good because she's a range attacker and she can easily avoid Queen Arachne's attacks. The speed increase is going to help us avoid her attacks and reposition ourselves quickly, but even so, melee attackers have it rough against Queen Arachne because of the speed reduction. So with that out of the way, we're gonna use Fire and Ice Magatamas. Both are anti-demon, max HP. I'm gonna use this UR weapon, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, plus 14, plus 10, whatever defensive Magatamas. Vampiric Sun, Evil Strange, Blood Sight, as usual. Corporate Warrior Ingrid, Sakuya, Felicia. You can go full blue, yes, of course. You can also equip Akina, you can equip Arabella. There are options. You can also equip other things in green. You can use the Founding 3. You can use... Who else? This supporter, this is specifically for this for Queen Arachne actually. You can also use Yachio. You can also use where is the one that I want? Like there was something. Ah, yeah, Heaviko. You can use New Year Heaviko depending on your strategy. So yeah, there's options. And here I'm gonna be using Shizuru. Why am I using Shizuru? Because the weapon is going to allow me to crit more often with Crystal Shard Burst. No, with Boulder Quake. With Boulder Quake. So I want to increase my chances of critting. And for that, I'm going to be using this weapon that dramatically reduces crit resistance, which is great. And also buffs my attack. Unfortunately, she is very squishy. I'm going to be using water and ice Magatamas. I'm going to be using whatever Magatamas. 5 out of 5. This one was 4 out of 5, both plus 14, plus 15, plus 14. Let's see. Rose Rondo, of course, required because that's the skill that reduces the crit resistance with the weapon. Whip Shot, yes, this also reduces defense and it has a good amount of hits. And Sprout Garden because we're facing Queen Arachne. We need the HP recovery. Because of that, I'm also going to use Shiranui. Shiranui is kind of a good option, not the best option, because even though it gives a lot of attack, Queen Arachne has a ton of range attacks, and you're not gonna get damage reduction on those. You only get damage reduction on her melee attacks. Then we have Lilim, of course, and Susune. This strategy relies on the debuffs and buffs that these two characters provide, and then Spinel is going to recover HP and deal a ton of damage that way. Let's see how it performs. If I'm not mistaken, this is floor 51. I'm gonna check it just in case. I don't wanna. Yeah, 51. Play on a higher floor by accident with a Spinel. It is rough to to beat a higher floor when you don't have HP recovery or a ranged character. So I do this. Yeah, and as you can see, I'm critting with the skill that really matters. And I have the opportunity to attack super fast. Not always am I going to crit, of course. But god am I fast. Yeah, having a buffer on your team when you have the Spinel supporter is great. Oops. Well. There, like that. And yeah, I'm not critting that much. I mean, it is difficult to do so on BR, but the idea is that I have more chances thanks to the crit reduction that Shizuru provides. But not always am I going to be able to take advantage of that, especially because you cannot. We don't have like instantaneous character change. If I change my character, I cannot use. I cannot do it instantly from one character to another. So that I first use Shizuru's skill and then I go back to Spinel. Okay, Spinel, there. I go back here. Yeah, those basics are dealing a ton of damage actually. Because of the speed and the fact that I have Astaroth. And the enemy is always going to be debuffed. So yeah, as you can see, this supporter can be really good. The weapon I like the initiative that they have with this weapon by increasing the performance of two skills, but that also means that you always want to combo. You saw the videos. I haven't changed the build at all. I mean, maybe the supporters, but other than that, the skill set is exactly the same, which, in my opinion, is a disadvantage. You're forced to use two skills, and unless they have insane synergy, I don't think it's worth it. And this Crystal Shard Burst doesn't have, it isn't great. It's like we're forced to use this so that we get the extra critical rate, which isn't guaranteed in VR. Um, so yeah, we it is usable, but definitely not the best limited set in the game. I mean, not everyone can be Shizuru, right? You can use it, yes, but in fact, it is also very restrictive because you also have to use a specific kind of color. I mean, you could use it with a different color, but you would be losing effectiveness in that case. And maybe you would take that risk if you had the fourth slot. But if not, imagine going red with Boulder Quake, Crystal Shardboard, because red Crystal Shardboard is actually pretty good. And then also, which is the red? This one. Using like this, it doesn't feel right. Because you don't get anything from this. The AoE is smaller. The increased attack range. The AoE is smaller. It doesn't have a speed increase. There is little benefit to this skill if it's not in the right color. Unlike Astaroth's Serpent Blaze, because Serpent Blaze has tracking capabilities, and that's just good enough. Where is Astaroth? Here she is. Yeah, Serpent Blaze is kind of the same, but you can use it in any color just because it's going to automatically attack all enemies. So yeah. Well, that's it, guys. What do you think about Spinel's pack after a couple weeks into the game? Maybe a month already. I think that this is pretty usable. In fact, I think that it could have very, how can I say it? Very annoying synergies with the latest supporter added to the game, with Torajiro. Yeah, I mean, being able to attack super fast and stack those buff indefinitely, yeah, it could be really busted. When I have Torajiro maxed out, I will do a video on her. But for now, that's gonna be it for today, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!